Welcome to health. Hopefully you've already watched the other video that I put up here for you that was about the bones. Today we're going to start our health with the skeletal system. So if you didn't watch that video first, I would recommend stopping my video, go watch the other video first because it's going to explain to you what bones are and how they work. And I'm going to show you all the bones in your body. Well, not all of them, because if you learn from the video, you have 206 bones, and I don't have time for that. But I'm going to show you the major bones. So in your packet, you got this worksheet. What you are going to need is some crayons. So you're going to need red, yellow, blue, orange, green, purple, brown. You can see all the colors on this side. So go grab those first before we start the video, because you're going to need to color your skeleton. Your first bone is the cranium. That's the top of your head that protects your brain. Your next bones are your facial bones. Those are all the bones in your face. There are more than one bone, so that's why they're facial bones. The next bone is your clavicle. You have one on both sides. You can kind of feel them. There's that part that's sticking out. That's called your clavicle. Next is your scapula, also known as your shoulder blade. You obviously have one on both sides, scapula. Next bone is the sternum. Your sternum is the bone right down the center of your chest. Ribs. You have ribs obviously on both sides of your body, and these ribs are there to protect all your inside organs, also known as a rib cage. Vertebrae. You have vertebrae in your back. So if you were to look at someone's back, those vertebrae are there to hold your spine up. So in your picture, you're going to notice that the vertebrae are kind of by themselves. This bone right here is called your humerus. You know, your funny bone? It's very humorous. Okay, next are the bones right here at the bottom where it connects your arm to your hand. These are called your carpals. Ever heard of somebody having carpal tunnel syndrome? Carpal tunnel syndrome is when these bones start to hurt. A lot of people who type a lot have what's called carpal tunnel because the carpals, those are called your carpals. Okay, your carpals are your hands bones. Okay, not your fingers, your hand bones. These are your metacarpals. Okay, metacarpals, hand bones. Then we have our finger bones. Our finger bones are called phalanges. Everybody, phalanges. If you watched the video already before me, they told you that the bone right here, which is your femur, is your heaviest bone in your body. And the reason why it's the heaviest bone is because whenever I jump, those bones have to take the weight of my whole body. Patella. Sounds like Nutella, doesn't it? But it's not. Patella. That's your knee bones. You know those little bones that kind of move around when you're sitting? Those are called the patella. Tarsals. Well, if these were carpals, these in your ankle are called tarsals. I remember your carpals versus your tarsals because you drive your car with your carpals. Foot bones, all the bones in your foot, not your toes, are called metatarsals. Remember our hand bones were metacarpals? Our foot bones are metatarsals. Do you remember what our finger bones are called? Phalanges. Guess what your toe bones are called? They're also phalanges. So now I want to tell you about joints, okay? There are 3 types of joints that are in your body. The first type of joint is called a hinge joint. And a hinge, like a door, opens and closes. So your fingers would be hinge joints, right? Because they can open and close. Another one would be your toes. Your toes are hinge joints because they open and close. The next joint you have is what's called a ball and socket joint. Your shoulder would be considered a ball and socket joint because it's like a ball in a socket moving around. Your knee would be considered a ball and socket joint. And our last joint we're going to learn is called a pivot joint. Your head is on a pivot joint. Hopefully you had fun learning about all the different bones in your body. Obviously we didn't learn every single one of them, but you learned a lot. Make sure that you color in your skeletons on the front and actually on the back. There's the joints, don't forget those guys. And then there's a bonus activity. So take a look at your bonus activity and have some fun learning about your bones.